Hello, good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our webinar. My name is Aurellia Sabrina Taufik, and I will be the moderator for today's seminar. First of all, I would like to thank Merciania Fari and all the audiences for joining this seminar. Here we'll be discussing about using social media to support teaching and learning in higher education. And our speaker for today is Miss Shafa Az-Zahra Pramono. She is currently studying in English Language and Literature major at State University of Malang. Okay, so before we start to the presentation by Miss Shafa, let me explain to you briefly on how this seminar will be going on. So the seminar will be divided into 4 sessions. The first one is the ongoing opening. The second will be the presentation. And the third will be Q&A session. And the last will be closing. Now, allow me to invite Ms. Shafa to present today's topic. For Ms. Shafa, time is yours.
Thank you, Aurel, for the introduction. Good afternoon. Hello, guys. How are you? I hope you're all doing great today. Welcome to this webinar, and thank you for trusting me to be one of the speaker who delivers information to you guys today. And I'm very happy to be with you on this lovely Sunday afternoon, and I'm very looking forward to it. And I hope all of you participants here will be as excited as I am today. So in today's webinar, my presentation will be about using social media to support teaching and learning in higher education, which I will try to explain briefly and as clear as possible from the basic explanation of social media as a support for education to the examples and the advantages and disadvantages of it. And my aim here is for you to listen carefully about my presentation and to see whether you find something interesting and informative from it. Alright, so let's go on with the presentation. The topic that I'm going to talk about today is about using social media to support teaching and learning in higher education. Especially during this COVID-19 pandemic period, the transformation of the global pandemic use of digital technologies have been really speeding up, which the users of new media instruments is also inevitably picked up. Since the utterance of all government authorities to cut off public gatherings. And it really showed up the impact firstly on the education system, like the classes are cancelled, and in the educational system the teachers and instructors started to search for different ways to communicate with their students and to facilitate education through online classes. So basically we're discussing about the method of online classes which is social media, because we don't have any face-to-face meetings during this pandemic. Right, so the first slide is about social media as a tool for knowledge sharing. So basically, social media is an individual media and a technology that provides interaction between people in their communication activities. Social media is nowadays attracting the professional and the academic fields by becoming a special platform for facilitating knowledge sharing besides only for communication. So information, skills, and expertise exchange can transform social media to be a favorite educational technology. And the form of social media can be exemplified as blogs, microblogs, forums, message boards, social networks, and etc. While the popular social media we know are like Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and many more. But that is not what we're going to be discussing about today. Alright, moving on to social media use for educational purpose. So social media provides many opportunities to benefit lecturers in addition to students. Um, in a research, it was say that 90% of the higher education lecturers use social media in their courses and professional development activities. So, like the lecturers who are aware of the supportive opportunities may want to integrate innovative social media to their courses for educational purpose. Which means like the lecturers start using social media to communicate with their students. And they can create their social sites and networks according to their field of interest. And the examples of the social media used by lecturers and students are Google Classroom, Edmodo, Padlet, Gmail, and for classes that requires live explanation like face-to-face communication, there's Zoom and Google Meet that can be used as a video conference platform, which is quite handy because I'm pretty sure that if only by dropping assignments or explaining via Google Classroom or having an open discussion online, is that enough for us students to understand the materials of what we're learning? Like sometimes we do still need face-to-face or live explanation from our lecturers. So yeah, I think Zoom and Google Meet is really handy for this kind of period. So what is actually the use of social media as a tool for education? The tools of social media for educational purpose has become the interest of many researchers and applications. Social media approach is also investigated in different research areas, and it is used by teachers and students to disseminate the information and support their communication related to teaching. And the example of this is such as an announcement about a task or reschedulement of a class maybe, and maybe to announce about an upcoming exam. And it also can be used as a platform to communicate with partners or classmates, maybe about creating or modifying content for an assignment or a project. And last but not least, social media is also a tool to communicate with peers and classmates, like, of course, basically. All of those examples are even more relatable during this pandemic since we can't really see each other face to face due to the social distancing. So every one of us, including the lecturers and the students, are really relying on the advanced technology and social media to keep communicating and maintaining the classes to be organized online. So yeah, social media is really important, I think. Then we have obstacles of using social media as a tool for education. Basically, as well as there are many advantages of using social media for education, it has obstacles as well, like teachers' traditional roles, such as believing the importance of the effectiveness of meeting face-to-face teaching and learning, like face-to-face. And then there's the lack of technical infrastructure and support, such as the internet connection, and the risk of using social media, such as miscommunication problem maybe. That can negatively affect the use of social media in higher education. Right, so although using social media as a tool for education, especially during online classes, may have advantages, but the obstacles can be quite risky, I think, and it makes it hard for all of us too. Some lecturer may not understand well how to use the platform to explain the materials clearly, which left us confused and don't understand the materials. yeah, sometimes some lecturers still don't understand the advanced technology or like how to use social media as a tool for education and educational system properly, which is quite confusing for the students too. Yeah. And then, oh yeah, well, for students, most of our challenges are for connections and limited internet data, because I think some students don't have the facility of Wi-Fi, and they are also limited to the internet data because of their financial problems, I think. And yeah, there's not much we can do to help, but maybe sometimes government or like the university will give the students like a free data, but yeah, I think it's not for all of it. I don't think it's that. Yeah. Right. And the obstacle faced between lecturer and students, between both of us, will be the risk of miscommunication, since maybe the explanation of the lecturer or maybe our answer as the students is not clear enough. Yeah, I think sometimes by only using social media as a tool for communication can risk miscommunicating. And sometimes when the instruction is not clear enough and we have to deliver the information or the instruction to our friends or our classmates, it's like that can be different from what the lecturer wants us to tell, and yeah, it can be quite big deal. Oh, last concluding, as we all know, social media is one of the most important communication platforms that 21st century digital youth uses for interaction in their daily life. Like, who doesn't use social media at this time right now, right? And considering the time students spend in virtual media, I think it will be beneficial to use this facility for classes to support teaching and learning. And in this century that is entitled as the digital age, it may be needed to increase the awareness about the use of new media environment in bringing the learner and teacher together and providing a knowledge-based medium to create a network for cooperation and teaching learning which serve both social and academic aspects. And because we are currently learning through the pandemic thanks to the coronavirus, it is really important to help each other between lecturers and students to improve the usage of social media for education. Yeah, alright. I think that's all about my presentation today. I really hope you guys can hear them clearly and find it easy to understand. I'm also looking forward to answer your questions about my presentation after this. And yeah, I think that's all. Thank you and see ya.
Thank you, Ms. Safa, for your presentation. That was really amazing. Now let's move on to the next session, Q&A session, of course. So for all the audiences who have a question regarding to today's topic, you may drop your question on the comment below, and don't forget to write your name. We will answer your question on the next video, which will be uploaded next week. Thank you. Finally, we come to the last session of this seminar. From today's topic, we may learn a lot about the use of social media as a tool for education to support teaching and learning, and also the downs and ups of it, especially for the higher education in this 21st century. Yes, so thank you once again for Ms. Shafa for your presentation. And also, I would like to say thank you for all the audiences. Thank you so much for your participation. Hopefully, the information that we have shared with you today will be useful for all of us. So I guess this is the end. Thank you so much for your attention. I'll see you again soon. Goodbye.